When I walk into a space, I'm questioning everything. Growing up, I always thought artwork had to be something, like it had to be something static. I never understood that it could be something that's unfixed or be dependent on my body in the physical space. My first experience of immersive art, I just remember as a child feeling this sense of out-of-body experience. It's like I was immediately aware of my body and who I was with, and this kind of awareness that I had never experienced until that point. Within my work, I'm always thinking about how it takes up space. I kind of think of new media art as a choreography between the body and technology. Everything is kind of in flux or moving in a way that can adapt or change based on how you make the work or how it's installed. So new media art, really at the heart of it, is anything that includes technology within an art space practice. So there's digital art, there's transmedia art, there's interactive art and kinetic art, and they all kind of fall under the new media category. This idea of something happening over time, in real time, and you have to be present to experience that. It's not just about the art that we're making, but the tools that we're using. This idea that we could take one thing and make it something totally different. So maybe that's glass, for example. And then pushing it and thinking about how can I make glass in new ways? Or how can I light a piece of glass and create something that's a new space between this like physical and digital? I think about fringe. I use fringe a lot in my work as this tactile textile. And it can be both a sculptural object and a space to project on. Using fringe as a way to become aware of our bodies and also transition from one space to another. As an artist, coming into a space and thinking about how you can shape light or sound, or how do things like this physical space or the time or what you're making and where it's being shown and interacted with. All of these decisions that have to be made are really kind of important to immersive art. So immersive art considers how the artwork changes both within the space and also within our bodies. New media is really about experimentation and finding new wild spaces within that experimentation of blending or cooking or mixing or remixing. I mean, the possibilities for new media art are endless. You could literally make anything. There is this childlike wonder that we lose when we age, and my kids remind me to go slow, to not be afraid to play in that space, right? To like just really be open to being present and playful. So I don't think there's any kind of clear path, like A goes to B goes to C in my practice. So my projects often take 4 or 5 years. I'll kind of focus on a core idea and produce work around that idea. And within that, it's very research oriented. Media is all around us all the time. We're inundated with media. So how can we use it as an artistic tool to represent my own identity as well as my community and further than that? I'm always thinking about what I'm making and how it's impactful. How can we connect with other people, experience narratives in different ways, explore or like see representation that doesn't currently exist. I think it's important to identify as a feminist and queer artist because we live in a space where every day it's a conscious decision to not feel threatened. Seeing representations of queer futurity that says, like, you don't have to do anything the way you've been told. You don't have to do anything the way that you think you have to do it. Like, you can do things any way you want to do them. A lot of the time, like within the LGBT community, for example, joy has not been something that is documented or celebrated. So how can I create, influence, spark, be joyful in the work that I'm doing and in other people as well? I hope that when somebody experiences my work, it pushes them to be aware of their body in some kind of new way. And if by making a huge pink fringe, I can encourage conversations about other bodies taking up spaces, then that's what I'm gonna do.